So, Lily Pete recently did a video called Glass of Water, All Hail Dark Mother. I thought it was actually pretty decent overall, but there were two things she said that I genuinely took issue with. The first one is she was talking about dictators, because what All Hail Dark Mother was about Silver Quill's analyzing Luna's world in Cutie Remark. Basically, her world is this. It's definitely an autocracy. It's, in fact, I'd argue a decently strict autocracy, but it's decently stable. It's actually a pretty interesting video. I'd recommend watching it. Link will be down below. But again, there were 2 points she made that I just really was annoyed by. The first one is, at one point, she mentions dictators, and she shows an image of Donald Trump. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't like Donald Trump. I've made that extremely clear. I've done over 100 videos on why I don't like the guy. However, you can't argue he's a dictator. You can argue he's a fascist, but here's the thing, fascism is an ideology. Dictator is not an ideology. In order to be a dictator, you have to be completely in charge, no election, anything like that. Donald Trump was elected, and in order to be a dictator, you have to have complete power. Now, Donald Trump, I don't like what he's trying to do, but he hasn't been able to get a good amount of that passed because he doesn't have a complete power because he's not a dictator. He's definitely a bad president, but in terms of being a dictator, no, that's just wrong. She also says about 5.5 minutes in that Hitler started by eliminating, people with disabilities, people who didn't fit his bloodline, things like that. That is factually wrong. Hitler rose to power via anti-Semitism. Because it was a long-standing tradition in Germany that whenever anything bad happened, you blamed the Jews. And just before Hitler rose to power, there was a giant recession in Germany because they were forced to pay. They were basically just forced to pay for all the damage done in World War I. Because the Treaty of Versailles, the treaty that ended World War I, said they had to take the blame and they had to pay for all of it, causing a giant recession that basically made paper less worthless than actual money. Like, the paper a dollar is made out of was worth more than the actual dollar, and then Hitler was like, oh, I'm going to take advantage of this and blame the Jews. So he did. And that's why, if you look at what the Nazis did first, they were boycotting Jewish businesses. And, they started the ghettos before they went to the full-on concentration camps. And Lily Pete was saying, oh no, Hitler went after the disabled first, then went after ethnic minorities and the Jews and things like that. No, that's just wrong. Anyway, that's it. I'm Ephrom, and good night.